Hey guys, Peter again at Faraz Auto Sales. Today we are checking out the 2023 BMW M240i X-Drive. So we previously in another video checked out the 2023 M2. So let's see what makes this 30 grand less than that, all right? All right, so let's have a look at the front end of this car. The M240, again, similar chassis to the BMW M2 of the same year, newly revamped model versus the old model. Again, this one and the M2 bear very similar, striking resemblance in their features, but there is a big difference between the two when you look at how aggressive the M2 looks versus the M240. Not to discredit that the M240 has a ton of horsepower and is very fast and a beautiful car. First, on this model per se versus the M2 we looked at, we had all black trim on the M2, whereas this one has this kind of like this gold theme that goes through all of it. Like you can see the little inserts on the inside of the black grille is all done in gold, really sharp. And what I really love is they have the similar lights as the M2, but when we hit the unlock and lock button, you can see it illuminates and you have this gold band through the light on the inside, which is really just like a cool feature. I don't know if it does anything or if it's there for just aesthetics, right? But it just looks nice, it looks expensive, it looks well built. Again, I hate to see what it costs to fix it when it breaks, but that's not what we're worried about here today. We're worried about how things look and what we got going on. Brooklyn Gray Metallic is a gorgeous color on this. It's one of my favorites, kind of resembles like a Nardo Gray of Audi or other similar kind of like pastel-y looking colors. It's really sharp, especially with the gold combo. Beautiful. We're going to take a look around the side. Oh, actually, one of my favorite features before I forgot is we'll look at how this opens later on. This is an active grille, so this grille is closed right now, so there's no airflow going through it. But as soon as you turn the car on, the car then opens these vents to get more cooling done. So we'll get a shot of that so you can see what that looks like, because it's pretty neat. Again, a feature I would hate to see what it costs when they break, but maybe it's as simple as just swapping these out for a non-active version of them or something like that. Maybe it helps with fuel economy at certain times, not letting as much air in, or just strictly for cooling when you're going really fast. Again, that's it's really neat nonetheless, because it's something different to catch your eye than just the way the old BMW grills were, and it still keeps true to the kind of the kidney grill style, which we know from years and years back is a staple for BMW. When one's behind you, you know what you're looking at, right? So let's move around. Perfect. Now let's look at these wheels in comparison to the M2 wheels we were looking at before. Both 19-inch wheel. A big difference when I see in the thing that jumps out to me is the size of the brake caliper looks quite different. I mean, maybe I was standing closer there, maybe it's a bigger dish on the other wheel, but these look nice. They're really sharp. We have another M240 over there, same wheels. Then this is all gloss black versus I like that the M2 had the accents of chrome on all of the little pieces as well, which really was sharp. I think that looks really nice when you can see. It makes the rim pop out a little bit more, but I guess this one kind of pairs in with it having the black side skirts, whereas the M2's one, I think it was all the same color. I think you can get this changed, or maybe you can get it painted in the same color, or you can get a more of like a metallic finish or an aluminum finish, but this does actually look pretty sharp for all black wheels. I'm usually not the biggest fan of them, but they do look nice nonetheless. They still got your M badging there, so it's part of the M package, the M240s. This has been around on the M240 forever, the little M badges, which is a classy little touch. Just throw them on there. And we're gonna work down the side of this car and see, as if you're panning down this way, you can see big difference in how much these side skirts stick out on this car versus the M2. The M2's super aggressive looking when it comes to that, and the back shoulder of the car, even though it's the same chassis, doesn't have nearly the bulk of the M2. But again, you're paying 30,000 bucks more for the other one, so you might as well be getting the top of the top. So let's keep looking down. Now again, like the M2, you have your black trim, black side skirts, but I'm a sucker for silver stuff or things that are kind of bronze or gold. Kind of brushed bronze mirror here. It's like, it looks so sharp when it matches the badging, the M's done in the exact same color, the exact same finish. You do have a sunroof on this car versus the fully carbon fiber roof on the M2. It's a nice feature too. If you're looking for something less aggressive, and being able to open the roof up's always a really nice feature. And we'll work our way around the back of this too. Still a decent fender to, you know, wheel size. I think you could go a little bit wider on the wheel for as far as I would be concerned. Maybe you could add some aftermarket wheels, maybe a bit bigger if you like, or leave it the way it is. Very similar taillight design, but like I said, on the gold or the bronze mirror, look at the badging here. It's the exact same as it's finished. Instead of bright silver or black, you have that exact same matching color as the mirrors. It goes with the gold theme in the headlights. It's just, I think it's a really nice spin on, instead of going all black or all chrome, you kind of have a mix of everything. Yeah, we'll pull this car up a little bit so we can take a better look at the back. All right, well, now that we move this baby up, we can take a look at the back, the rear end of this car. And again, you see striking resemblance to the M2. I think the same light you have basically in the M2, again, the beautiful dark lens, but the LED just shines like crazy on this. Like, look how nice that looks. It's almost like different from the usual. See, there's a BMW taillight right there, right beside us on this 5 Series. Very, very different than how just this is a pure LED look, very more futuristic. But again, the black tailpipe. Actually, these, if you look close enough, you're getting most of it hidden right now by the lighting scenario. But these are, in fact, done in the same finish as this. So they're not black. They're actually like a gold kind of copper or bronze color, if you will. Beautiful, beautiful. And the biggest difference between this and the M2, you have the same chassis, the, you know, bigger horsepower, all that, but this is an X-Drive, so this M240 is all-wheel drive. So, you know, I mean, could be a much more practical car in the winter time, which is a huge thing, right? To have, I don't know how well that M2 is going to do sliding around in the snow. Might be a lot of fun, but you might end up in the ditch or the, you know, down the curb or whatever you call it. But same size trunk we went over on the M2, which is nice, lots of space, practical still got the little net for putting things in. You could fit at least 2-3 luggages in there if you needed to, so it is practical. I know some of them, I think some come with the automatic closing trunk, but maybe this one doesn't. Maybe I'm thinking of the 3 Series, but beautiful rear end, very similar to M2. You don't have a carbon spoiler, you have a spoiler matching the color of the paint, which is nice. But yeah, just really nice. I mean, I bet you the drive is so much different with the all-wheel drive versus the rear-wheel drive, but that's your personal preference, and whether you're willing to pay the, you know, a lot more for that or a little bit less for this, it's up to you, your choice. Let me know what you think. All right, let's hop in. Again, one of the biggest differences, see, that was comfortable between the M2 and this particular ordered vehicles. We don't have those carbon bucket seats on the inside. We have a gorgeous brown interior, really sharp, kind of cognac-y color here. With the stitching just pops on all of this perforated leather, which is really nice. And this seat is very comfortable. I mean, it feels relatively sporty as well too, which is nice. It doesn't just feel like luxury. It feels like it's still got some structure to it, which is nice. I love when you turn the ignitions on and you start this car up. These had the similar design on the M2. I think this one actually illuminates when you open the door. Yeah, there you go. See, you can see it kind of looks like paint, but it's not just a design. It actually does have some lighting through it, which is pretty cool. I'll just turn it off so you can hear me more. But similar infotainment system, another huge difference. And when we look at the console here, the gear shifting area, is that, yeah, you don't have a shifter anymore. This is how you put the car in drive or reverse or neutral, and your park is now a button. I don't know if everyone's a big fan of that. Me personally, I don't like it as much. I mean, I know Acura had the same type of system. I know Ford or Lincoln went over to that kind of thing. I don't know, it doesn't feel quite right in a BMW not to have a shift knob to grab, whether it's automatic or not, right? Because then you can still put it in the automatic shifting mode. But I guess this one they're trying to drive towards the, you know, your paddle shifters to get in sport mode and start using those to feel sporty when you want to feel sporty. Still got your Harman Kardon sound system, which is really great in this car. You have kind of a matching as the door, this, I guess what you call the BMW, you know, has a decal name to it, but it looks really sharp, really nice little design there. No carbon fiber, but still this beautiful piano black type finish here, which is nice. You have your wireless phone charging abilities, you have your sport modes, you have everything else, heads up display, which is great. And yeah, these infotainment systems are, again, the upgraded ones are really nice from the older BMWs, which we have another M240 there, a year older, same chassis to design, same everything else, but very different interior. Very not nearly as upgraded to this version yet, but it's a really nice feeling car. nice and clean. The nice M Sport steering wheel with heated steering wheel is gorgeous too. I think this would be a really nice car to just rip around in, especially with the all-wheel drive functionality. If you're not scared to rip this thing through the snow or whatever else, it's probably gonna really rock it through any of that kind of, like, you know, slush or snow, as long as you get some good tires. We hopped in the back on the M2 as well. As you can see, it's same size, same type of thing that you get in the M2, except you know, just a different color interior. Beautiful controls for the rear climate control. Yeah, I mean, this would probably be a really fun, as well as really fast little car. Probably more than people would need. Than you don't necessarily need the M2 unless you're big into the track stuff. Or this one's more just, I don't know. You could probably still rip this on the track too. I don't know how much different they would perform head to head, but I guess maybe one day we'll find out. Take them out to the track and see what's going on. All right, now we'll just take a look at what this car sounds like, but it will sound almost exactly the same as the M2 because, again, they carry the same motors and the same size displacement. So we're gonna see what it sounds like. Again, you're still got some groan in it, still got some kind of aggressiveness, but you won't have that valve and performance exhaust like you have in the M2, which gives you that extra, you know, sound, that extra race feel when you're driving it. But again, this thing still sounds really sharp, and you have all your different drive modes that you can access through here. So you get, I'm sure you put it in Sport Plus, you get, you know, the stiffened suspension, your better handling feel, or and all that kind of cool stuff that goes with it. But so yeah, it's still got some good groan and good sound to it. So all right, so we're gonna start this up to go look at that active grille, which I was just talking about, which I think is one of the coolest things. Hopefully it actually works while we're in park. Oh yeah, there it goes. See, these open up, so now you get all your airflow going in through that. How cool is that? And now as soon as we turn the car off, which I'll do right now, those are gonna close themselves right back up, which is super cool. So yeah, how neat is that, man? That's a really cool feature. Whether or not that's more of just like a gimmicky kind of like cool looking thing, or that really makes a big difference. I'm sure it does with airflow, but man, is that ever cool. So we'll pop the hood, take one look at the engine bay, see what the difference is visually, and go from there. All right, let's crack the hood on this and have a look at the differences between this engine visually and the M2, considering they're both basically the exact same platform. Definitely a visual notice difference in the valve cover. This still though, even though it's just the M240, look at the M Performance on there. That looks really sharp. I think that looks nice that it's written right down the top. Again, you have some space to kind of get stuff going, and if you wanted to change things on your own, you probably could. The alternator's a little more hidden like the other one was there, but same exact layout. I know you're getting the same 3-liter 6-cylinder turbocharged, but this one producing, I think, just shy of 390 horsepower versus that one you're getting closer to 450. But I think with some simple tuning, BMW's got a whirlwind of aftermarket and are, you know, supported upgraded parts that you can easily attain the same type of horsepower, and then you have all-wheel drive, and then it becomes a whole different race to see what's going on. But that's not up to me, that's up to you. If you want to see this car, you want to come check it out in person, see the other various M2s or the M240s that we have, we're here, we're ready to rock anytime you are. Again, we're at 150 Deerhide Crescent in North York. I'm Peter, and please like and subscribe our videos. Thanks.